up, it doesn't just drag. I'll fix the rest of it later. Okay, pulling out.
Okay.
What is going on, my dudes? I know I already did an intro for this, at least I hope I did. I don't know, I took stuff off the back of the truck and talked about it. Anyways, today's the day. Obviously I'm in a different shirt because it's been about a week since I pulled everything off the bed, but I'm heading over to meet up with my buddy at Palmetto Adventures. His name is Phil, and he is getting rid of his truck, Shadow Hunter. It is a... I'm gonna mess up the year. Whatever. It's a Chevy Colorado, I believe. It's black. It's really cool. You've seen it in a few of the recent Overland South videos. And long story short, he's reverting it back to stock because he bought a new whip. He ended up buying this Lexus, which is super cool. But everything that comes on the truck, obviously, is not going to fit in a Lexus because it's not a truck. So his bed cap that he purchased last year sometime. It's not an expensive bed cap. I actually have no idea how much it cost originally, but long story short, it's made out of steel, it's black, it's got some holes in it and some rust and all that sort of stuff, but I don't really care because he's giving it to me, and that means that my bed is going to be covered and it's going to be strong enough to be able to hold my tent and all the rest of my gear. So sounds good to me. I'll take it. So I'm gonna head over, I'm gonna pick that up, and Sasha's gonna be getting a little bit of a new look on the back end with this cap. So no longer will I have the, what is that, the 12-inch bed rack that was on there, and instead I will have a full-blown bed cap. That means that I get more space in the bed to store things for off-road trips and more coverage from the rain. I'll fix the holes, don't worry about it. And then also a little bit more security because the doors lock. So it's got gull wing doors that swing open on gas struts, and I'll be able to lock those doors whenever I'm not there. It's gonna be sweet. So let's head over, say hello to him, check out the rack, get it transferred off of Shadow Hunter and over to Sasha, and then, I don't know, maybe we'll take a sneak peek at his new Lexus, shall we? Let's do it. And we are here. Look at the state of Shadow Hunter. Oh no. Yeah, so like I said, he's pulling it all apart, bringing her back to stock because he's got something new over here. Phil, what you got?
This is a 2008 Lexus GX we just picked up. Had to come see what the dark side was all about with these Toyotas.
Oh yeah.
So I think it would do me good. It's been serviced up by the Lexus dealership, one owner its whole life. Looking forward to building it up.
You heard it here. I'm looking forward to seeing it on the trail, especially the challenge course in November. It's gonna be great.
Yeah, it's gonna be awesome.
But yeah, so there's the topper. We're gonna go ahead, it's already unbolted. We're gonna lift it up, drop it down on Sasha, and I got me a truck cap. With a whole lot of effort, it's on. We had to get the help of a third hand. But yeah, so now I'll hop in here. I think I already showed you these clamps, but I'll get them 4 on the corners that run into the track and then over the edges there, and then we just kind of clamp it down and it'll be good to go. I'm probably, Phil was recommending maybe going with more clamps once we add the tent and the awning and that kind of stuff, so I'll probably get another pack of 4 and call it a day. So sweet. I'll get this thing put on, go cool off in the air conditioning a little bit. What's up?
The black looks good.
Yeah.
Because it's tinted windows, black.
Oh, I didn't even think about that. Yeah, oh, fuck yeah. All right, man, I appreciate you.
Sir.
Watching out for Connor. That's Phil's pup, Connor. You probably seen him in a few of the videos. Yeah, so we've got the topper all set in. I'm only holding it on with 4 of those bolt connector things. I'm not super happy with those specifically because I don't know. I'll show you when I get home. Probably with a different shirt, different day. But basically, they slide on each other, and it extends a little bit too wide for it to slide properly, which sucks. But not too big of a deal because I need to get more anyways. So as long as they hold on the drive home, then we'll be good to go. But man, it looks fantastic back there. And what I'm really excited about is I have a back window again. So with the foot tall rack, the window in the rear, I couldn't see anything out of it because I had a bar and a tent in the way. But now I have the full thing, which is great. And then future install, I'm going to be doing basically a backup camera, but mounted to, I don't know, a lot of modern cars on their rear view mirror have a camera built into it, especially the big trucks, so that it's playing what's behind you on a camera. So that's what I want to do. But anyways, yeah, so let's go ahead and get home, and eventually we will take a look at this and properly tighten it down and start adding the tent and the awning and all that sort of stuff back onto it. Probably got to do a little bit of preservation. It's just got some rust spots and a couple little holes I'm going to have to deal with, so I'll get out there with a garden hose and spray water on it and figure out where it's leaking so I can fill those spots. But anyways, yeah, see you guys in a second. Well, I am working on getting the tent mounted right now, as you can see, and this has taken me legitimately like 3 hours. It's just been a long process. I had to take can't really see them, not that you really care, but I had to take these bars off. And those are the original mounting bars, because on this, I could run bolts through these holes here and then bolt it from underneath. But on this other one, I can't do that. It's basically a track that I have to put a track nut into in order to run a bolt through the tent and into that. So I had to remove the tracks that are on the tent so I could run a bolt through and connect these little T-nuts and do that. So I got the awning mounted no problem, because that can be mounted straight through like that. But the tent itself, as I said, you have to run a bolt through the tent and then into the track. So I had to mark out the holes, kind of. I rough estimated, and I got lucky with the first two, and then drill them. And because the awning had to be mounted on the top of the bars, in order to clear the door here, because if the door opened when the awning was underneath, it would like open to about here, which is no bueno. Now it opens up pretty much all the way. It's much better. And with it open, it will open all the way. But in order to do that and to center the tent, or center enough, I had to mount the tent on top of that bracket, and I don't want it to be at a slope, or to have excess stress on like the bolts inside of the tent, or really the base of the tent, because I don't want it to break. There's gonna be a lot of wind up there, and I don't want it to rip off. So I had to make a couple of brackets in order to raise the passenger side of the tent up to meet the same level, and then also to basically put a spacer in on the other side around the bolt, so the bolt isn't squeezing the tent down to meet the crossbar. There they are, and my God, did they take so much time. I don't know how people do metal working stuff. I need to do a lot more YouTubing and research, because it took me legitimately an hour in order to drill those two holes. I have metal bits, I have metal cutting compound / lubricant. I've tried all of that. I don't have like a drill press or anything, so that might help. But yeah, so it took a really long time to get those holes cut, but they're cut. And now I got the brackets there, so I can drill and mount, or run the two bolts for the passenger side of the tent, and then the spacers are gonna go on the driver's side and just kind of give something for the bolt to rest, or for the tent to rest on when the bolt applies its like downward pressure. Hey guys, different day, different me, as always, and I just kind of wanted to show everything that I've done to the bed cap so far, because I realized I didn't do a whole lot beyond what you just saw in the video. So there she is in all her glory. She's looking really, really good. Not the best, but once again, she was a hand-me-down and was quite damaged when I got her. So she's still got some dings and whatnot that need to be repaired, and eventually I will be taking this completely apart whenever I get to a place that I have a decent sized enough garage that I can do all this myself. But basically I need to pull all the panels apart. I need to resurface them, repowder coat them, and weld in extra supports and stuff to make this thing a little bit stronger and sturdier. But the tent, getting that set up on there was really, really difficult. It took a lot of time just because of getting those spacers aligned. You can see, maybe, you might be able to see them, but they do indeed do the job. They do work. One of the other big issues with this is, and the reason why, that guy, hold up. I gotta figure out why that bracket doesn't like to unlatch, but let me show you something real quick. So if you look right here, it's really, really dark. You can see sort of the rust that's coming in through here. And I have a couple of bolts run through, but this metal area is damaged. It's bending and broken. So I need to, basically I built an extra piece of metal just to support the front corner here, but I need to lift this up a little bit more with the jack and then run slash weld a couple of brackets to the front bulkhead so that that will be supporting the weight of the roof, since this can't support it itself. And in all honesty, whenever I redo this area, I'm probably going to just undo all of these bolts, change out this angle iron right here from like, what is that, like 16th inch, and then go up to something a little bit larger so it can support more of the weight. Or maybe I won't do any of that and I'll just get a bed cap that's an expensive one, that is a really good quality. But either way, this one works and I am so damn happy with it. I did end up adding a third brake light here, so there will be a separate video on the channel for that. And then basically just running the wire along here. These are for turn signals because that's for like a boat trailer. But then the wire runs down here and into my brake light, or my tail light on the back, so that works with the running lights and all that sort of stuff. And then I also ended up doing a camera back here as well. I'll show you that. I'll spin you around. You can't hear me for a second. So that is the Wolfbox camera system, and it's a super cool setup because you can run 3 cameras, well 2. You've got a front cam, a trail cam, you've got the rear, and then it also has a dash cam built into your mirror, which is super cool. There will be a separate video on that as well, but now that I have that there, I can see out the back at all times. And then the last thing that I did was just getting all of these mounted with my Rotopacks, and I had a lot of issues and effort to be able to get this on here, because when it's full, they're really, really heavy, and these struts were not strong enough. They were like, I think 20-pound struts on the other one, so I swapped them out with 100-pound struts. So this is 200 pounds worth of force right here, which is a lot, and it's still not enough to hold these up when they're full. So I need to come up with some sort of a hood, like a hood strut, you know, for the hood of your truck, and then be able to run that there. But I also had to drill holes and get those sealed for the Rotopack mounts. And then because it's of cheap design, the brackets right here, the little hinges, are failing and falling apart. So I ended up installing another much thicker, much beefier hinge there. So that's pretty much it. That's the setup of the bed rack. Like I said, I did a whole bunch of cleaning. So I went through here. Obviously, it's kind of failing a little bit still because the rust is working its way up the powder coat. But I cleaned this and repainted it and got it mounted a lot more sturdy. And then I also used 8 of those little hinge bracket things running to the track. So looks great, and I'm really happy with it. But it is not watertight, like at all. So I just treat it as if I don't have the rack on it, in terms of don't put things back there you don't want to get wet. So yeah, with that, I hope you guys have enjoyed. If you're looking forward to the other things like the Wolfbox, the third brake light, or anything else that's happening on this truck, I don't think I've done a video on the awning yet, so that's going to be coming out soon. Then stick around and subscribe, and I'll see you then. Don't forget to live from dusk till dawn. See you, dudes.